Hello, my name is NStiger, and today I'm going to be talking about activism, more specifically the benefits and detriments of the implementation of social media in activism. Before I start my presentation, I wanted to show you a quote by Elie Wiesel, who is a political activist and a writer. The quote says, "There may be times when we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time where we fail to protest." This really prompted my research and how I framed my question. In the stimulus packet, the letter to the Birmingham jail, written by Martin Luther King Jr., addresses religion, race, and activism throughout the letter. A part of the letter that really stuck out to me and prompted my research is when he says, but more basically, "I'm in Birmingham because injustice is here." Just as the prophets of the 8th century BC left their villages and carried this saith the Lord, far beyond the boundaries of their hometowns, I am compelled to carry the gospel of freedom beyond my own hometown. And some questions that kind of prompted my research that I came up with in the beginning was how has activism changed throughout time, and how does social media influence change? According to the Oxford Dictionary, slacktivism is defined as the practice of supporting a political or social cause by means such as social media or online petitions, characterized as involving very little effort or commitment. And activism is described as a doctrine or practice that emphasizes direct, vigorous action, especially in support of or opposition to one side of a controversial issue. One study shows that 69% of Americans believe that social media is beneficial to cause attention and to let people know something that's going on now. That can be anything from news to recent events. Multiple social media movements over the last decade have altered the way society today, especially through social problems in the United States. One of the biggest activism movements today has been the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement was first started in 2006 by Tarana Burke, a survivor of sexual assault. Burke wanted to create this movement to aid women and girls of color who have endured sexual assault and violence. Harvey Weinstein, a filmmaker who was first accused of sexual assault in October of 2017. Since then, there has been 245 misconduct cases involving men in an important role, which can be from anything from a CEO to a prominent actor. The Me Too movement has done an excellent job spreading the message of sexual assault. More specifically, David Temin, who is a distinguished writer, speaker, and management consultant, analyzes the information found about the amount of prominent people accused of sexual assault and the use of the hashtag #MeToo. She says all this matters because it shows socialization and acceptance of these kinds of instances. Temin describes that because of the Me Too movement and the data alongside with it, it has prompted more people to speak up against the problem that before has been so intolerable to discuss. Overall, social media has become the new wave of activism. Next is the detriments of social media activism. In today's day and age where social media is so prevalent in our daily lives, it is so easy to fake something that you do not actually care about. That's where the idea of slacktivism comes from. One event that brought together both the idea of slacktivism and also encapsulates the detriments of social media activism is the Kony 2012 movement. The Kony movement was a movement to apprehend the Ugandan warlord who captured children and forced the children to become soldiers for them. Today, Kony has not been arrested or found, and the social media movement has been unsuccessful. In 2012, Rihanna posted a tweet regarding the Kony 2012 movement. By reposting a picture or video, it does nothing but spread the issue. The most that slacktivism does to help in the problem is spread awareness of the problem. Overall, without knowing what you are supporting, you can be damaging the problem by spreading a false image, causing a minuscule problem to gain attention when there are problems that should have more attention, and oversimplification of the topic. A lot of people in Uganda and also in the United States were very angry about the Kony 2012 movement because during this time Kony was not in Uganda anymore, and that kind of spread the false image of that Africa was such a bad place, or especially Uganda, that was such a bad place, and that all of these things that weren't really happening in Uganda were happening. One issue behind the Kony's 2012 movement was that there was a spotlight on one minuscule problem in Uganda and Africa as a whole. Many people in the US and Uganda were angry because they thought, why focus on Kony when there are other numerous problems that should be solved before the apprehension of Kony? Another study found that 77% of Americans believe that social media networks distract from important issues, which encapsulates the same issue with the Kony 2012 movement. And my solution. My solution for the problem would be informing others about the detriments of social media and activism, but also explaining that there are certain degrees to which it can be beneficial. Also, mixing both physical and online activism would be a perfect mixture, like what the Me Too movement has done. Using social media as a way to spread ideas, but have physical protest as a way to demonstrate that there needs to be change. Thank you.
Thanks, Nigel. How did you select the strategies you use to gather your information or your research?
Since a lot of the stuff that I used was primarily new, and I tried to look at JSTOR a lot to try to find information about the Me Too movement and stuff regarding that, but it was really hard to find like good sources that kind of explained like exactly what I wanted. So I moved towards news articles a lot with CNN. I used a lot from the Washington Post, and then I also found a lot of articles from small other sources like Wired and then Vice, I think. So just finding a lot of different sources, and then I also use a lot of opinion sources throughout my piece to try to find that would try to cater to what I needed, to like what the benefits of social media is instead of just stating facts.
Nice. And thinking about your conclusion, what might be some of the real-world implications regarding what you offered in the end there?
I think some of the real-world implications would be if someone is trying to start like not really start social media movement, but trying to act upon it, knowing what you're really supporting, and not just like kind of like what I put back there with like Rihanna. She just kind of like retweeted a picture or video. So actually knowing what you are supporting, because kind of goes back to the whole fake news thing, like you can be supporting something that's not actually true, and kind of just informing others of what really is happening, what really is like what you're really supporting, knowing what you're